Welcome to rSlash Am I the Butthole, where a woman squirts breast milk into another child's ears. Am I the butthole for not paying for my nephew's hospital bill? I have 4 kids, Alexander who's 15, Lucas who's 12, Ronnie who's 11, and Allie who's 8. Alexandra has a lot of health issues. We've been in and out of the hospital for months. Something important to know is that Alexandra has a PICC line, which is like a big take-home IV, and she's getting blood thinner injections every day, so we do have needles and vials around the house. She also occasionally gets pain meds through her PICC line. I just looked it up, and a PICC line is like a plastic tube that I guess is permanently taped to your body, which you can attach a catheter to really easily. So this poor girl has medical equipment strapped to her 24/7, jeez. My sister has 2 kids, Andrew who's 12 and Alyssa who's 9. She brought them to the house to play with my kids not too long ago. Alexis had a minor procedure a couple of days before they came. I was showing my sister a video of Alexandra at the house right after the procedure. Alexandra was still very high on medication, and it was hilarious. To be clear, Alexandra is fine with me showing these videos to family. My sister's kid, Andrew, came into the kitchen, heard the video, and asked what it was. I said that I was just showing his mom a video of Alexandra after she got some pain medications. A few hours later, the kids were grabbing a snack, and Andrew took the container with needles and vials of the blood thinner out of the pantry. He asked what it was, and I said that it was Alexandra's medicine. My sister and I left to take our dogs for a walk, and I went in to get a snack out of the pantry when we came back. I noticed Alexandra's medicine box was moved, so I looked at it, and one of the blood thinner vials was a lot more empty than before, and a needle was missing. My sister and I interrogated all the kids, and we found out that Andrew gave himself a high dose of the blood thinner because he thought that it was her pain meds and he wanted to get high. My sister rushed Andrew to the hospital and he stayed overnight. Now she's sending me the hospital bill because I was the one that left the medicine where he could get it. I'm refusing to pay because if my kids know not to touch other people's medicine, then her 12-year-old should be able to see a vial and syringe and not drug himself. She's threatening to sue, and I really don't want to go down the legal route with this. Am I the butthole for not paying the hospital bills? Okay, alright. So this is pretty simple. The kid stole from you. This is not your responsibility. You're completely justified to not pay the bill. However, I can't get over this kid, a 12-year-old boy, stealing someone else's medications and injecting them into himself to get high. Now, I know 12-year-olds are stupid, and I'm trying to rewind the clock in my brain and remember what it was like to be 12 and how stupid I was when I was 12. I had a lot of dumb ideas when I was 12, but injecting medicine into myself when I was 12? I like to think that I was smart enough to not to do that, but it was so long ago I can't really be certain. This feels, God, I'm trying to decide, is this normal 12-year-old stupidity, or is this a warning sign of something deeper? I think it's a warning sign of something deeper because what 12-year-old is going to inject themselves? Yo, I'm in my 30s and needles still kind of freak me out a little bit. I can tolerate it because the nurse does it. And I just have to look away and the nurse does her job, easy peasy. It hurts a little bit, move on with my life. But if I had to do it myself, I would really have to psych myself up. I'd have to be really motivated. I have to be like, okay, focus, Dabney. I'm going to jab something in my arm. Okay, let's focus. The fact that a 12-year-old is this motivated and determined to get himself high that's troubling, right? That's just not normal 12-year-old stupidity. Am I wrong about this? Are 12-year-olds really this dumb? Is this kid really this desperate to get high? Is he? I don't know. This feels weird to me. So I think I'm going to give OP 0 out of 5 buttholes. I will say that she should have done a better job of securing her own medication around the house. But, let's be honest. Okay, actually, you know what? Hold on, let me think about this. I am seeing comments saying that OP is the butthole because she didn't do a good job of securing the medication. But let's be real, guys. Is every single potentially dangerous medicine in this household and the sister's household under lock and key? I doubt it. Is the Drano under the kitchen sink locked away? I doubt it. So why would OP be the butthole for not locking away this medication when we're not going to get upset at OP and the sister for failing to lock away, the aspirin in the bathroom, the Drano under the kitchen sink, the paint thinner in the garage? Should she lock it away? Yeah, she should lock it away. It's just, I don't know if we can really justify giving her a butthole score here. So yeah, I'm giving OP 0 out of 5 buttholes. I'm giving the mom 2.5 out of 5 buttholes for being extremely unreasonable and threatening to sue her sister over her dumb kid's mistake. And I don't know what to think about the kid, man. Am I the butthole for refusing to make lasagna for Christmas after what my mother-in-law did last year? I'm a 30-year-old woman, and I've been together with my husband, Michael, for 7 years. We've been married for 3, dating for 4. My mother-in-law has hosted Christmas ever since I've known him. I've always made lasagna for Christmas and other special occasions. I am essentially the family lasagna maker, and I honestly don't really mind since I love to cook and bake. However, last year, my mother-in-law decided to make lasagna based off of what she saw me doing when she was at my house and a recipe that she got off the internet. I was surprised that she prepared a pan of her own, but didn't say anything, and I even ate a small piece. It did not taste good. And it was barely touched, while mine was almost half gone near the end of the dinner. That infuriated my mother-in-law, and she wound up ranting about how everyone loves me more than her and tried to throw my lasagna in the trash. I say tried because it mainly ended up on the floor. Michael and I quickly left after that, and my mother-in-law hasn't apologized for it since. Yesterday, my mother-in-law called me to confirm what I was making for Christmas this year, and on her list of things that I should make was lasagna. I politely said that I wasn't going to make lasagna due to last year's incident, and I'd be happy to make anything else. My mother-in-law was not as polite and called me vindictive for refusing to make the lasagna over a small mistake. I just refused again, and it made my mother-in-law angrier. So she told me that unless I show up with lasagna in hand, she wouldn't let me be at the Christmas celebration. My husband says that it's easier to just make the lasagna and keep the peace, and I shouldn't hold my mother-in-law's mistake that she made out of anger against her. Word got out to my sister-in-law and brother-in-law from my mother-in-law, and they're saying that I should also make it, even if it's just half of what I would usually make. OP, your husband is as soft and flabby as lasagna. His mother insulted you publicly in front of the entire family, threw your meal into the trash/floor, and he says, "Oh, it's okay, sweetie, just get over it." Yo, give me a break. What's the point of getting married? Why even say the vows? Put the ring on your finger if you're not gonna back up your spouse, man. If your own spouse doesn't have your back, who does? OP, I'm giving you 0 out of 5 buttholes. I think the boundaries you set here are very reasonable. I'm giving the mother-in-law 2 out of 5 buttholes. I'm giving your husband 2.5 out of 5 buttholes. Am I the butthole for leaving class after my teacher wouldn't drop a topic that I'd asked her to drop? I'm a 16-year-old girl, and my school has 2 blood drives each year. Only people who are 16 years and older can give blood. The day before the drive, students go class to class and ask everyone who can participate to participate. These students came into my class and asked. Everyone but 3 students raised their hands, me and 2 others. The teacher, who's big on giving to those in need, started asking us why we didn't raise our hands. When she asked me, I told her that I wasn't allowed to, and I physically couldn't because I'm anemic. I said that my doctor told me not to give blood outside of a hospital. The teacher said that wasn't a valid reason, and then I spent over 10 minutes trying to explain that I couldn't, but it was like she just couldn't understand. Other students also tried to explain it to her, but she just wasn't having it. I started to get frustrated, and I asked if she would please just leave it alone, and that I wasn't going to give blood because I didn't want to end up getting more upset and accidentally raising my voice or saying something that would get me in trouble. She said, "Not until you give me a reason why." I gathered my things and told her that if this bothered her so much, to contact my dad and talk to him about it. I also told her that I was going to the office to file a complaint because getting mad at me for something like this was extremely unprofessional on her part, and I was not going to deal with this. I texted my friends about it, and one of them said that I should have just shut up and dealt with it, that my response was rude and disrespectful. Another friend took the teacher's side, and now my friend group is split. My mom also said that I was out of line and I should have waited until lunch to report it. My dad says that he agrees with me and will have a conversation with the school about it. I feel a little bad though. Was my reaction really that disrespectful? I didn't mean for it to be. Am I the butthole? OP, your teacher is hugely out of line here. There are so many reasons why you wouldn't want to give blood. You have a medical condition like OP that prohibits you from giving blood. You have a disease that you don't want to advertise to the school. Like, what if OP had herpes and she doesn't want everyone to know that she has herpes? So is she supposed to raise her hand and say, "Sorry, teacher, I have herpes, so I don't want to give everyone else herpes"? There's also religious reasons or just personal reasons, just she doesn't want to. What if she has a phobia of needles? And how about this? This is a crazy idea. It's none of your fucking business! Right? You don't owe this woman an explanation. I don't want to because I don't want to. Man, the more I think about this, the worse it is. Then, on top of that, we have the added level of peer pressure. Actually, it's not even peer pressure because a teacher isn't a student's peer. A teacher is a student's superior. So this teacher is pressuring this girl into doing something she doesn't want to do in front of her classmates. That is so unprofessional of a teacher. And then you have the added level of a 16-year-old girl should be receiving the message that what she wants to do with her own body is completely up to her. Having a teacher say, "No, I don't care what you want to do with your own body. You will do this. You will give up part of yourself for another person." That is a very obviously damaging message for a 16-year-old girl. And the way you handled this, OP, was extremely mature. You asked her to stop. She didn't, so you went to go report this to the authorities. That's completely reasonable. I literally don't understand why everyone else is telling you to just suck it up and just, let her harass you? Let her berate you? Super unprofessional. I am mad at this woman. I am mad on behalf of OP. I feel bad for her that she had to sit through this. OP, you and your dad get 0 out of 5 buttholes. The teacher gets 3 out of 5 buttholes. And everyone who's taken the teacher's side gets 1 out of 5 buttholes. Listen to this title. Get ready. Am I the butthole for banning my sister-in-law from babysitting after she put breast milk in my child's ears? I have a 7-year-old daughter, Rose. Rose is prone to ear infections. She had a double ear infection recently and couldn't go to school on Friday because she had a low-grade fever. I had to... Sorry, this title is just so ridiculous. Okay, I had to go to work and I couldn't get a babysitter, so my sister-in-law offered to keep her for me. Everything seemed to go well until I picked Rose up and my sister-in-law told me that she had put breast milk in Rose's ears to help with the ear infection. For context, my sister-in-law has a 12-week-old child. She even offered to send some of her breast milk home in a dropper bottle so I can keep giving it to her. She claims it's a great remedy and that Rose was already starting to feel better. I couldn't believe that she did this to my child without asking. I yelled at her for it. We argued, and I told her that she will no longer be able to babysit or be around Rose unsupervised. Now, Rose is upset that she can't go to her auntie's house anymore, and my brother called me to say that I upset his wife, that she was just trying to help, and that I overreacted. This is a woman putting her bodily fluids in my child's ear. I think I have a right to be upset. It seems that everyone is against me on this, so I wanted to know if I was the butthole for banning her from babysitting or being near Rose unsupervised. Let's imagine for a moment that we're in the world of Marvel superheroes, okay? The X-Men mutants are actually real. They exist in the world. And there is a mutant born whose superpower is every time he spits on a wound, it gets healed magically. And then there's a second mutant, and this mutant's power is every time he pees on a wound, it's magically healed. So we have a magical spit mutant and a magical piss mutant. This analogy is so stupid. These two mutants are walking in a park, and they see a poor little girl who has a double ear infection. And they say, "Never worry, citizen, we're here to help." One of them spits in the little girl's ear. It's magically healed. The other one pisses in the little girl's ear. It's magically healed, okay? They have healed this little girl's wounds with their bodily fluids. Is that okay? Are we okay with this as a society? Because that's what this is. That's what the story is, right? A woman put her bodily fluids into a child's ear without asking the parent first. Are you okay with any of these scenarios? Because I personally am not. The ends do not always justify the means, okay? If the kid got hit by a car and she was bleeding out, then okay, I could imagine being okay. The Marvel superhero mutant spitting onto the kid's broken bones to save her life. Okay, I'll let that one slide. Thank you for saving my life. Please don't spit on her anymore. But an ear infection, just let the kid have the ear infection. We don't need your breast milk. We don't need your bodily fluids. Keep them out of my daughter. We have a massive amount of laws at the local level, at the state level, at the federal level, all preventing people from putting their bodily fluids into children. I think those are pretty good laws, personally. Also, hold on. Man, the more I think about this, the worse it gets. I don't know much about ear infections, okay? But I can't imagine that adding fat and sugar and protein to an infection is good for that infection. There's no way. There's no possible way. Doesn't that just feed the bacteria? OP, I'm giving you 0 out of 5 buttholes. If anything, you underreacted, my friend. I'm giving the mom, I think 3 out of 5 buttholes. That was rSlash Am I the Butthole. And if you like this content, check out my podcast where I publish the exact same episodes. Also, hit that subscribe button because I put out new Reddit videos every single day.